Guys, we've assumed you filled out your bracket by now. A little insights into that. Maybe you can finalize it. Maybe we can convince you to change your mind if you're having some second doubts, whatever. But Tanner, Nolan, Mike, Cam, locking it down all four corners. Cake behind the scenes. The usual, doing this thing.
All here today.
Everything's for you guys. We appreciate all the support. Friends, family, everyone listening around the world. This is all for you guys. So we appreciate everything you do, all the feedback. Why don't you give them a little feedback on how they can get in touch with us at Four Corners and where they can listen to all of our content.
Hey, drop us a line on social media. Check us out. Hit us up. We want to know what you think. All right, back to you, boys.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Now, if you don't know, you should know. But if you don't know, it's time to get you to know.
Yeah,
it's time.
Let's go.
Our goal is to make you enjoy sports more. I mean, that's kind of my goal, and that's kind of all of our goals. Make you enjoy sports more, social aspect of sports more. It's a fun thing to do with a bunch of friends, and it's what we.
Just give him the truth, Mike. You just want to win your tournament bracket, guys.
Yeah, buddy.
You just want to go. We're
Everyone
retired
wants
this
inside.
weekend.
Hey, come on, those are secrets. Secrets of the trade over here. But we appreciate all the new listeners. Welcome if this is your first time, and all those regulars. It's time to break it down for you. It's a regular sports fix. So Nolan, Tanner, what we got on the slate here?
Wee.
Yeah, I mean we'll kind of just keep it loose for you guys. Just some free flowing conversation about our concerns. We've all filled out the bracket. Me and Cam publicly talked about ours, so we're kind of stuck with what we've got right now. No changing our minds, but. Just kind of, as far as everyone's concerned, I know we all have probably one Final Four team or Elite Eight team that we are higher on than other people that were maybe concerned, they could go out in the first, second round, or they could make this run that I predict. We'll start with Cam. Who's that one team you're concerned about making that Final Four run or Elite Eight run that you have?
As far as like the upset on one,
well, I'll start with mine. Mine is Texas Tech, because I've been concerned about them all season. They've had stretches of greatness, and then I predict them to make it to the Final Four. So that's one of those bracket busters that could really haunt me in the long run. For it could come this weekend, and I could be just kicking myself saying, "Why did I ever trust Texas Tech?" So I think that's my biggest concern is Texas Tech. If their offense can keep up with what they've done the past 2-3 weeks in regular season play, and if they can really have that run in them to make it to the Final Four.
Mine, I guess, I'm going to have to go with Kentucky just because they're inexperienced. They've got a really tough schedule coming down that stretch. They got to win at Wofford, at Houston, and then they play North Carolina.
Wofford?
Wofford.
Don't you dare talk about my boys.
So, just out of those, I like your call on Texas Tech. That's for sure a good one. But I just feel like Kentucky, that schedule, man, is just so rough. It's going to be hard.
Like, Kentucky's schedule is going to be hard?
Yeah.
Or, so you're taking his side?
Well, I'm saying Texas Tech is a good call, but I'm going to go with Kentucky also.
Kentucky is one of his teams he has going deep that he's concerned about.
Yeah.
Nolan? Do you have a team that you have going deep that maybe you're having second thoughts about, concerned about if they can keep up the pace that they've been playing? Or?
Well, yeah, guys. I mean, you got to. My team that I've been talking about all year is Wofford. They're going to have a tough first game for sure with Seton Hall. Seton Hall's been playing really good lately. They have great matchups that they can enforce. But if they can get past Seton Hall, that's going to show the nation that this Wofford team is for real. Fletcher McGee is bringing a new style to life. Him and Cameron Jackson, and you think Steph Curry was a good shooter? Wait till you see Fletcher McGee. 1,000 times better. His release is ridiculously fast, and he has no range. This guy can go anywhere he wants. Okay? But the big game is against Kentucky. If they get past Seton Hall, they're going to have to play Kentucky. And I'm worried about that, but Kentucky ranks last, guys. Yeah. Under 300. They are horrible at defending the three-point. and Wofford is the second best team at shooting the three. So I like an upset there.
So I take it you have Wofford going to your Sweet 16?
I have Wofford going to my Sweet 16.
See, yeah. Why I pick Kentucky? See, I mean that's an upset that's just brewing to happen. If they can make it happen, it'd be great. But I think maybe Kentucky can eke it out there.
Whoa.
But I mean, we'll see. That's gonna be a great game for sure.
And then the final quarter, I think I know who you should talk about. It's
Right.
Marquette.
Right.
If you have Marquette coming out of that region when they played John Morant the first round, you got to be sweating a little bit.
Yes,
We're the Florida State team.
I see some parallels from past tournaments on this pick. Just so they have a leader in the team in Marcus Howard. They've stumbled down the stretch against their tournament foes, and they're in question, and the committee questioned them heavily by matching them with one of the more exciting 5-12 seeds. I think we've seen in recent years Murray State's and J. Morant. So it's going to be one of the greatest duels I think we'll see in the first rounds. And if Marquette can get by, I see an easy route for them. They will have to play, some difficult teams. We're talking, Florida State. We're talking Gonzaga, Texas Tech potentially, Nevada potentially, or Michigan if they get there. So we're definitely talking about a difficult stretch, but. With someone like that, I think we've seen UConn do it with subpar talents and good coaching and a leader that can throw their team on their shoulders. I think they have significant starters that can shoulder a heavy load. They've shown depth, and when rotations are cut down in March, that they've shown that they can handle that. So. Marquette's a team I've been high on all year. I think they faced adversity, and I think they get out of the first round and they just go on a run. So
they definitely have a tough road, but they have to get hot.
That first round has been a lot of upset. A lot of people have picked that as a potential upset. A 5-12 matchup. I think there's going to be no better guard duel in the first round than that matchup right there.
And if Gonzaga lives up to their potential, that could be one of the deepest regions in the tournament for sure.
I think Gonzaga drop.
But I want to mention.
The first one to fall.
I want to mention. Something on Wofford and Seton Hall. I think this is my high upset potential of the region here, and this is by far the hardest game to pick. I would think in the region, even with that 8-9 matchup. Utah State Washington's a great game as well. Wofford has won 19 in a row. They've never won a tournament game, and they haven't looked so great against that good competition. I mean, they've won against their good competition in the Southern Conference, but Seton Hall is high momentum. I think that's a big upset potential.
Half court game, brother, and they are dirty at the three. And guess what? Tell me who is leading the nation in win streak right now. Just shouting that out.
I did say 19 in a row, yes.
Wofford, baby! And who's the other team? So there are two teams that finished the regular season undefeated in conference play. Who are the two teams?
I don't know. So Wofford, maybe?
Wofford's one of them. And Gonzaga.
Gonzaga lost in the tournament to a conference.
Yeah, regular season, undefeated.
I think top 25 consistency-wise, Seton Hall's been played on both sides of the ball. A top 20 momentum right now. I think this is an extremely dangerous squad. If they get past Wofford here and kind of turn the upset, it's a kind of a dark horse to be a Sweet 16 candidates. And they must score the basketball, and they have to let their defense stops. And defending the three-point line well, their defensive stops lead to their offense. So I think if they let that happen, I mean, they've beaten Kentucky, they have wins against Villanova and Marquette, and against Maryland, all tournament teams, all 3 through 7 seeds in the tournament. So Wofford can't match those wins. So I think the jury's still out on Wofford, and that's just my opinion. But I think that's a high upset risk.
Yeah, and then me and Cam talked about it last time too. Seton Hall in March alone has beaten Marquette twice, Villanova once, and then lost by 2 in the championship to Nova. So they're a hot team.
Yeah, they're hot right now.
True, and now you got to think of last year. Old Wofford boys went to old North Carolina, beat North Carolina at North Carolina. So this team has beaten top talent. They can win. They're way better than they were last year. guys. This is not your average Wofford team. Guess what happened when you had one of the best players at shooting three-pointers came into March Madness? Davidson with Steph Curry. This guy is beating Steph Curry. He has 3 three-pointers, and he takes the lead.
The all-time record.
Fletcher McGee is a beast.
No,
you
he's
give
no
him
joke.
any
He's no joke at
room
all.
on a screen, he's going to drain it. But it's not just Fletcher McGee. Cameron Jackson is the best player in the Southern Conference for centers. This guy averaged 14 points, 6 rebounds. He's 250 pounds, 6'9". This team is built for three-point shooting, rebounding the ball if they miss, and making it again. Just watch, guys. If they win against Seton Hall, do you guys believe in them?
I think anyone who wins that game has the potential to beat Kentucky. I'll just say that right
Yeah, and then we'll kind of let you get the last word there, Nolan, and we'll move on to something I feel like is important in this tournament. Dean Wade out for the tournament for Kansas State. Do you think that makes this obviously a more popular upset pick? Are you guys leaning UC Irvine now, or what do you think? Do you think that that's the nail in the coffin for K-State? Do you think they still have some juice?
You know what?
I think they're gone. UC Irvine's coming to life.
That is a very popular pick. I think they're hearing it. I think they hear footsteps right now, and I don't think they perform well, especially in California. Tanner, you mentioned that a couple of different times this week in some of our other Four Corners podcasts, and please let us know, guys, what you think of that. We want your feedback.
Boys,
damn it!
With him being out, I'm taking UC Irvine to the Sweet 16.
Ooh.
I think they're going to knock off
Wisconsin.
the winner of Oregon or Wisconsin. Hap is not himself. He played absolutely terrible in the Big Ten tournament. If you can shut down him, you can knock this team out for sure. And Oregon has the potential to do it. I feel like that's one of the more publicly known upsets for sure. Yeah, for the 5-12 matchup. But if either one of them sneak out, if UC Irvine can knock off, Kansas State without waiting and get the momentum, they could definitely make a run here.
Yeah.
I had them in our show.
Yeah, it's a great call.
16.
I have all number 5s winning this year.
You are crazy if you ain't gonna take Oregon to win that game, dude.
No, I'm taking Wisconsin. I take Wisconsin far, actually. I have Wisconsin beating a great Virginia squad. That's what I have. And,
Wow.
losing against Tennessee. I have Tennessee kind of running through a core Big Ten teams there. So Wisconsin's kind of at the end of the road. I like UC Irving in that matchup against Kansas State, and then I like Wisconsin against UC Irving. So
Smack him in the back of the head for me, Nolan.
let me tell you something right here, boys. Do you guys like hot teams going
University
into the
of
tournament?
Tennessee.
Do you like the hot teams going into the tournament?
Yes, sir. Let's go about Oregon. Let's go.
You like hot teams going into the tournament? I want to hear it from your mouth.
yes,
He
everybody
likes
likes
cold teams.
Everybody
though.
likes hot teams going to the tournament, but I also like teams facing adversity, and I think a Wisconsin team that can right the ship and do that.
So a team that started in the top 20 at the start of the year, loses their best player, Bobo, is not facing adversity.
I'm not a fan of Pac-12 teams.
They weren't even.
I'm not a fan of Pac-12 teams.
No, I agree with you on that, but they weren't even.
I have Utah State beating Washington.
They weren't
as
even
well.
going to make it in, and they got a 12 seed, and they have not lost in the last 6 games. This team is on fire.
Yep. It's a good team. It's a good pick, but
UC Irvine is on a 16-game win streak.
Yeah, and who have they played?
A hot team.
I'm also picking Wofford to lose because they haven't won a tournament game. They haven't played very good against the competition. They've lost against some tournament teams, and Seton Hall's won against some tournament teams. So I mean that's kind of some of the matchups that I played, especially in the other regions as well. So Tanner, what's next?
Yeah.
Just get out of this conversation.
We need to move on. We need to move on.
I do
To
have
our
a-
listeners, we need to move on. I'm sorry. We will table this. If you want to hear more fun, tell us then, and we'll release some other content on this conversation because we like exciting
I
conversation.
know we've talked about them a lot. I kind of want to get your guys' input because I am super high on them, but I've heard so many other analysts
Shoot us. Hit us up.
being
Let's
so low on them, but LSU. A lot of people have them first round exit. I have them making it to the Elite Eight and beating Michigan State. I think that the talent outweighs what the adversity they're going through with losing their coach. They got Smart back, luckily. I think he was a huge piece. I think they can go on a run and surprise people despite Will Wade.
That's an ambitious pick. I mean,
I have them losing to Belmont. Thank the Lord they beat Temple last night. I feel like they come in hot right now. You know, they won the playing game. I feel with Wade, if he's out, and I mean, it could just come down to this heavy matchup. Yale's a pretty good team. They're definitely going to beat Yale, I feel like, but this matchup here come late. If they can beat Belmont, I think they're definitely out against Michigan State.
Mike's gonna love what I'm about to say. Get your booty out of here, boy.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're not looking up the same team right now. We're not.
Maryland? I think Maryland is going to beat Belmont. And then I think the whole issue with LSU, you guys, this is their head coach is gone for a tournament.
Yeah.
They have great players and everything, but their head coach is gone. So I think that Maryland could pull an upset right here, guys.
No, I mean, top 20
But they're not
offensively,
gonna beat Belmont.
defensively,
You're crazy.
efficiently, you know, top 10 defensively in field goal percentage. This is a team that is very underrated. They underperformed, I think, in the conference tournaments. They underperformed in conference play, and I think they're going to surprise some people in the conference tournament or in the NCAA tournament. I have them going all the way to the Sweet 16, losing to Michigan State.
Agreed.
Yikes.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. Belmont.
And that's all I'm going to say because if
I
you
mean-
don't,
I remember arguing with Nolan earlier in the year about Maryland, and he was like, "What are you doing? They turn the ball over so much. They're so
Very true.
young." And now he's picking them in his Sweet 16.
Because you got a head people don't realize how important a head coach is.
Belmont literally beats.
oh,
Maryland
shut up
in
about
every-
Belmont. Belmont is not winning.
Yeah, Belmont's not going
Belmont's
anywhere,
not
buddy.
winning.
If you have that as
Oh,
what
wait,
I'm saying,
I can't
just
believe they
reverse your
beat
picks
Temple.
now.
I honestly, I picked Temple in that game. I'm surprised they
So
won.
hey,
I picked them to win.
Nolan, let's get your thoughts on Kansas. You guys keep it going. I'll be right
let's
back.
go.
Oh man, Kansas. I want to hear you too,
Hold
because
on.
I have a ton to say about
That is the
Kansas.
reason Cameron and I accidentally did the same.
I literally
Listen,
have a
Sean,
ton.
but-
I have a ton of stuff on Kansas, and everyone already knows what I want to say. But I want to see what you guys say.
All right.
I honestly think they have a first round exit. I feel
Ew.
Northwest.
I could see it.
Northeastern is the team to do it. They return all 5 starters from a year ago, and they hustle, guys. They play great defense. They rank top 5 in offensive efficiency. They don't turn the ball over.
They're great at shooting
They're a
threes.
great
Is this my
shooting
surprise
team.
look?
Top 30.
Is this my surprise look?
Top 30 in all major shooting categories.
I don't know.
In Kansas, this isn't the Kansas team of
What?
old. This team is, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I can see it possibly happening, but
I give it a high.
it's not the
probability.
same Kansas team.
It's
I'll let
not.
Nolan explain Kansas, but they're
No,
not
it's
gonna go
not.
deep.
It's not the same. Okay, but Northeastern is a typical mid-major
I
built
understand.
team.
I understand
Heavily built on the 3-ball, transition scores, to kind of outweigh the lack of athleticism on the wings and in the
These
half-court
guys
battles.
have the-
No, this team
they
will
have
punish
it.
you from the outside to flip open.
Vaza
I will give
Pachulia.
that. But they've kind of played subpar competition all year, and they've struggled against tournament caliber teams. I think that's a
But
tendency
it's
in my
March.
picks. This shouldn't be close.
I mean, I could see it being close.
All right, boys. It's gonna come down to David
Yeah.
McCormick
It's gonna come
for
down to
Kansas.
freshmen.
All right, you got. Yep. We have
Freshmen.
4 starting freshmen, guys. We're gonna have Devin Dotson, Ochai Agbaji, Quentin Grimes, and David McCormick. All right, but David McCormick is going to
Notice
have
the
to
we.
help.
Notice the we.
Yeah.
David McCormick is going to have to help Dedrick Lawson out down low. We have to have a down low presence if we're going to win. And the only way you're really going to beat a Kansas team, 3-pointers. If you have a great
And
3-point
just
shooting
being
team,
fast.
if you have a great 3-point shooting team, you are going to
That's
beat us
why I
because
have
they play
Auburn
good
beat
defense.
Kansas.
They play good
Next round.
defense.
And I mentioned they were top 30 in
But
all shooting categories.
It don't matter.
this is what I'm saying right here, though, is I think Kansas could upset North Carolina. Hands
I mean,
down.
it's very possible, 100%.
Kansas owns North Carolina. Well, actually, the funny thing is, the last two times Kansas played North Carolina, you had Roy Williams.
Yeah.
We beat them. The last time Roy Williams played North Carolina on Kansas, North Carolina won. So every time Roy Williams coached against his team, he lost. His previous team, he lost. Which is kind of funny, but they're at Kansas City as well. So that is a home game for
Yeah.
Kansas, and they are wonderful at home. Yes, they're not the same team without Azubuike or Vic,
Okay.
but they can make noise if the freshmen show.
Yes,
if they don't,
exactly. It's
Northeastern
all
is
gonna
going
come
to
down
upset
the freshmen. It's all going to come down to the
No,
freshmen.
Northeastern is not going to upset them. Okay, Kansas's defense is too stifling. They play too strong of a schedule. Kansas is the
Oh, yeah.
number one strength of schedule in the
Hardest.
entire nation. They played something like 26 of the 30 games have been against tournament teams. Northeastern does not have even close to a signature win. In the tournament, if I'm mistaken, I don't see lost 28 to Virginia Tech, lost Syracuse 23, lost to Vermont by 5. They beat Alabama. Okay, beat Alabama. Where is Alabama? NIT? I don't know.
Yeah.
Northeastern has not played the same competition. I think Kansas easily outstrips Northeastern.
But
I just feel like they're
Full
built for March. They do everything that March needs. Like, they shoot the three really well. They defend well. They don't turn the ball over.
You don't got
They
Wofford
get
going to the
turnovers.
Elite Eight then. What is
They're
wrong
good.
with you, bro?
What's
That is
that?
the best team.
I
said you don't have Wofford going to the Elite Eight then.
I
You just
have-
explained Wofford. The best team at shooting threes.
I understand that, but I just feel like their matchup against Kentucky, they damn well can beat
No.
Kentucky. I'm not saying that at all.
Seton Hall can beat Kentucky, and I do have Seton Hall.
So I'm just saying, but I mean, for Kansas to be a blowaway, I think people are going to be surprised.
Hey, Cake,
Yes.
tell us how we can. They can all get a hold of us at our social media feeds, as well as how they can listen to us. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. Check out all of our social media, guys. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hit us up. Drop us a line in the comments.
All right, thanks, man. Tanner, what's up?
Hey.
What's next?
Oh, do you guys have something in mind?
Jimmer to the side.
Yes, no, I want a double-digit seed that can go far, that you guys think can make a Sweet 16 run or higher.
All right,
Oregon.
Oh, go ahead. Let's hear your explanation.
Oregon. I already told you. Hot team coming in, guys. This team is dangerous. They have the size to beat people. All right, they can shoot right now. It all depends on if their offense shows up or not. And as you're looking, it seems like they're going to have an easy road to get to Virginia. So I like this Oregon team, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's a good call. Them and UC Irvine both have kind of an easy road to the Sweet 16 compared to obviously other regions. I personally have UC Irvine, but I'll go with my other double-digit seed that I have in the Sweet 16 because I do have two of them. It's Florida.
Florida.
I think
Ooh.
Florida's trending in the right direction. They were able to beat LSU in the tournament.
That Nevada
I hate
game
all
will
of
be a
your
good one.
guys' picks.
They-
Mike's picks are looking to be the good ones. Everybody.
Florida,
Or the bad
We'll
ones.
see in the bracket.
Florida reminds me a lot of sort of a poor man's Texas Tech. They have a great defense. So does Texas Tech.
They don't got Culver.
Texas Tech kind of figured out how to score the ball, and now they're an elite team. And I think Florida is starting to figure out how to score the ball. We saw them against LSU. They're hitting their threes. They can make their free throws. They have quality talent at every position. I think they can make a run if they're shooting the ball well. They have to do that, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Wisconsin slows people down, and they excel in the half court. They are top 5 efficiency defense.
You can't say you're gonna be the best and then preach about Wisconsin.
We're talking about this matchup,
Is
aren't
it
we?
supposed to be a 10-seater higher?
No, I know, but I'm saying Wisconsin's gonna win that game. That's why I'm saying Oregon's such a bonehead pick. I'm sorry.
Where's yours, Mike?
Wisconsin.
No, they're a 5 seed. They can't be. I posed the question. I'm not gonna pose Wisconsin, as much as that would be fun. I mentioned Seton Hall. They're a 10 seed. I have them to the Sweet 16. I don't think I have anybody else that high.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
The 3 teams that I'm highest on are Belmont, UC Irvine, the Anteaters, and then I'm gonna go with Northeastern. Just if they can get by Kansas,
In Salt Lake.
that would be pretty cool.
I have Nevada. That's the
But-
second lowest seed I have in the Sweet 16.
UC Irvine for various reasons, and then I really like this Belmont team, guys. I feel like they can, they're coming in hot. They kind of have the easier schedule out of the 3 to make a deeper run. So, those are my 3.
When is Cam going to quit talking about Belmont?
Maybe let's stop with Wofford.
Right when we get to the Elite 8, we'll stop talking about
All right, I got a question for you guys. Who's your first number 1 seed to lose?
I was just about to say. I was going to say, who's the first 1 seed to lose and who did they lose to?
Oh,
yeah.
My first number 1 is Gonzaga, and I have them losing to Texas Tech.
Get out of here.
I feel like,
First loss is for 1 seeds in the Elite 8?
yeah, I honestly
Chalk!
feel, you know me,
Oh, yeah.
I go with more so projected winners. I'm trying to win the bracket. I'm trying to win the money. I like to go.
You come in last place every time.
That's not true, buddy. That's not
Shots
true.
fired.
You're talking to at least a 2-time winner.
You're a UNC fan.
Exactly. So hey, but no, for real, I have Gonzaga losing first out of number 1s. I actually have the other 3 number 1s in the Final 4. As it pains me to say it, I do. I feel like
Let me guess, the other one's a 2 seed.
no, it's
Oh.
actually
Texas Tech at 3.
Oh!
It's at 13. It's at UC Herbie.
But no, I didn't really so much go as chalk as normal this year, boys.
I
But
was more chalk than normal,
I mean,
surprisingly. Actually, I normally don't.
I definitely gotta stay tradition. keep
I
it
didn't go
change,
chalk.
so,
I'm crazy.
but no, I think Gonzaga definitely will be the first one out.
Mike?
Yeah, I have Virginia losing against Wisconsin in the
to
Sweet
the
16.
16 seed.
And then I have
You're crazy.
2 years.
No, watch that game be close though.
Two
You watch.
years in a
That
row.
game's gonna be
How
close, dude.
crazy would that be? How crazy would it be? I also
That
have
would be insane.
First time ever again.
Gonzaga. I also
Back to
have
back.
I've Virginia losing to Wisconsin in the Sweet 16. I also have Gonzaga losing to Marquette in the Sweet 16. So
Ooh. Nolan?
I got Gonzaga losing first to Florida State, guys.
See, I could
picks
see
are
that
terrible.
too. I could
This
see it.
defense is
Hey,
ranked
you better be
9th.
picking Mike.
Ranked 9th in the nation. All right, they're ranked 9th in the
I'll
nation.
show you
They
what
can
I
match
think
up
of.
with anybody.
Man,
They have a
that's
7.
good.
Dude, they have a 7'4" center in Christ Kamoji. Sorry if I said your name wrong
You
completely.
probably did.
And then their smallest guy is Trent Forrest on that team, okay? But like Cameron was saying, Man is a monster. Terrence Mann, dude, 11.2 points per game right now. Look for him to lead this team, all right? They started 1-4 in conference play, and they went 14-1
Yeah.
and beat Duke.
These
Hey,
guys are good.
hey, Tanner. Yale's beating LSU.
Great.
No way.
But watch, guys. Florida State's
Yeah.
going to be the first team to knock off a 1 seed.
I could see
Florida
it.
gets a 1.
I could see it.
Bye, Gonzaga. Sorry.
Florida State's not getting past Marquette. No.
Marquette might not make past Murray State. John Morant is a monster.
If he takes over the
And Marcus
game,
Howard's
they
a bigger
definitely
monster.
win it for sure.
Howard is, but how is his wrist?
He'll be fine. It's tournament time. He'll be fine. It's tournament time. All right. That's the strategy for every team right now.
Let's hear yours, Tanner.
Mine, I mean, if you listen to me and Cam's
Yeah.
talk about the bracket, mine was also Florida State taking out Gonzaga. I feel like Florida State's right up there in the top tier of ACC teams with UNC, Duke, and Virginia. Those are all 1 seeds, and I think Florida State can compete with all of them. So we saw Florida State beat Virginia in the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
We saw them go to the wire against a healthy Duke team.
Yeah.
So I think
Why are you looking at me? North Carolina sucks.
it hurt me because I've been high on Gonzaga all season.
They just got in a bad position.
Yeah, Gonzaga.
Yeah, it is exactly.
That's what happened with
Gonzaga
Gonzaga.
has so much talent.
They got the NBA talent.
I'd be surprised
the experience.
if Tilly stays healthy the whole tournament, which is a worrisome. But I also have Florida State taking out Gonzaga.
The 3 ACC #1 seeds, I kind of saw this coming the whole way. 3 of my Final Four picks have been kind of the same all year, and they all deservedly got #1 seeds. I think all 3, one of them did not. Tennessee got a #2 seed, sorry.
Yeah.
But all 3 of them
Your
deservedly
national
seeded.
champion got a #2
My national champion, Tennessee, I've had all year over Duke, and of course that had it. 3 of my 4. I wish Michigan State was in Michigan's place. Down in the West, I think that was more of a better matchup. I think Michigan in Duke's region would have been better. Them against Louisville, I think would have been a better matchup than Michigan State Louisville. So I'm kind of disappointed about that all 4 of my Final Four teams aren't in there. But obviously, I have Marquette as that other Final Four team coming out of the West. I have Gonzaga losing them in the Sweet 16. I have them beating Florida State. I think if they get past Murray State, they go on a run. And I've been saying it all year. I think this is a team that can do that, just like UConn did a few years ago.
So tell me your championship game. What is your national title?
Duke UNC Volume 4.
And winner?
UNC. Yeah.
Oh.
You're a Duke fan, so I'm excited to see what you're about to say.
Let's see.
Okay, I do have Tennessee, North Carolina. I do have North Carolina in the Final Four.
Yeah, buddy.
Unfortunately.
I think they got it this year.
All right. But Tennessee beats them and then beats Duke in the national championship, 70-68.
As a Duke fan, do you
Duke
have the
misses
best
a
roster you've
3.
ever had?
Duke misses a 3 at the buzzer.
Bro, it's
RJ
more believable
Barrett or
to say.
Zion?
It's more to say
or RJ
Zion at the
Barrett?
free throw
I
line
think-
missing a
No,
free throw,
Barrett misses a 3 at the buzzer to lose.
or Zion misses a free throw
As
and
a
they tie
Duke-
it.
He can't
As-
throw a tennis ball in the ocean.
As a Duke fan, unfortunately, that's what I think is going to happen. But
I
I've
got
been
the
saying
same.
it all year, so I'm going to stick to my gut. I'm going to stick to what I said preseason when we talked about this. What was this, September? I think we were talking about this. I said Duke, Tennessee winning. I'm going to stick with that.
I'm gonna hit
There
up
we go.
Duke against North Carolina, and UNC takes it on this one. Kobe White, leading scorer out of all players that game.
Well, you're stupid.
That's a good call. This guy's good. He's got gray hair.
He looks like gray hair.
He's got gray hair.
Your turn, big
Mine
boy.
is I have the Duke Blue Devils versus Virginia. I think Virginia's on a redemption tour. They have probably one of the easier roads to the Final Four until maybe if they play Tennessee. So I think I feel like the percentages are in their favor to make the Final Four. And then I think they can match up with any team. So I think they make it and Duke ends up winning.
Surprisingly, I think the Big 12 teams are scary in this tournament. So I think Kansas, Iowa State, Texas
Iowa State's
Tech.
gonna go far.
I think these Big 12 teams are scary in these brackets, especially in the lower halves of the bracket, the West and the Midwest. However, I think a lot of what we're going to see is these power conferences rising to the top. I would kind of chalk, like I said, more this year than I have every other year. And I think it's just because it's a curtail of the entire season for me on college basketball, and that's the fact that the ACC, the Big 12, the Big 10, and the
Once
Pac-12.
you got below like the top 10, everything
Or
was
SEC, sorry,
dramatically
Pac-12.
Yeah,
changing.
I
Top
mean,
10.
well, think of this, guys. The last time you had two, say North Carolina Duke for us, or North Carolina, or not North Carolina, Duke against Virginia. The last time you had the same conference playing the national title was in 1988 with Kansas against Oklahoma. It's happened once, ever.
And you three have the same
Yes,
conference.
we have. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's looking bright for old Mike over here.
Do you know
But
what? Do you know what happened the last
going.
two
MySpace.
times North Carolina lost in the semifinals of the ACC tournament?
No one cares. University have no chance. All right.
They happened to win the national title.
Here's my thing.
In the Final Four, they're losing to Tennessee.
What did they do
It
this
don't
year?
matter. They lose it in Minneapolis in the semi.
Oh, I got
Losing.
What does that mean?
boy.
National
They're
title.
losing.
Well, think of it like this.
Sucks.
When the SEC played the Big 12, Big 12 easily won it. All right? I think a lot of people are undervaluing a lot of these Big 12 teams, and they're going to come back and bite a lot of teams. Okay? And I think there's going to be a lot of upsets because we said this last
There
year.
will be.
This is a chalk year. The Virginia can't lose. And Virginia gets beat in the first round, and that whole bracket gets destroyed. I mean, destroyed. So I don't think it's gonna be the same as that crazy, but a lot of these Big 12 teams you watch, a lot of these Big 12 teams, they're gonna show this year.
Miss Canson.
Miss Canson.
Nolan, I have a super serious question for you.
It sounds super serious.
Can you come out of his mouth?
So serial right now.
How ugly a color is Tower Heel blue?
Okay, I got a serious question. What's one of your favorite matchups of the first round?
Oh, easy. That's easy. Utah State, Washington. And
Okay.
why? Jury's out of Washington. I think a lot of people are picking Washington in this game. Athleticism-wise, I think they definitely beats Utah State in the guard class, even with Sam Merrill kind of there. I know he kind of interchangeably plays the 2 and 3, but he is the Mountain West Player of the Year. I'm very high on Sam Merrill. I watched him in person many times over the last 4 years. I think he's a great player, and I think Utah State wins this game. But this is going to be one of the more exciting matchups outside of Marquette and Murray State. And I've already said what's going to happen there. So who gives a hell about Murray State and they're not winning? So, anyways,
I think the one I'll be glued to the most is probably Seton Hall Wofford.
Yeah, that would be
Both
good.
hot
Sure.
teams.
7:20
That's
tomorrow,
gonna be
Mountain Time.
Both can score the ball, and I think either of them do, like Mike said, have a chance against Kentucky. I think Kentucky has been overhyped a little bit this season. They shoot too many threes, and they don't make them very often. So
Please,
be
Wofford beat
surprising.
Seton Hall.
they're overpowering defensively though, and they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
They
I have
underrate.
Kentucky moving on. Don't
They
get me wrong,
underrated. They underratedly play the 3-point line well, but I do have.
They do not play the 3-point line well. They're one of the worst in the nation. They're above
but
300.
defending, he's saying.
Yeah, defending. They're one of the worst at defending.
I disagree. But
Yeah, what does it say on there, Kim Pong?
I
Nolan, what do you got?
Deleted. All right, I got, since Tanner took mine,
I'll look him up right now. How about
do it, because you're going to be proven wrong
that?
right here.
On alleged
National
sites, we
Kansas?
do not
And
use
then I got
any
Wofford.
one site.
No, but- so
about it.
Nolan
mine is,
may have allegedly mentioned
Hold on.
something. No. Okay, 3-point field goal percentage for the season, 50th in the nation.
On Kim Pong?
No, not on Kim. Allegedly.
Oh, Haslam metrics?
Allegedly Haslam.
That is Haslam.
Allegedly ESPN. Allegedly.
Kim Pong, they have it way worse. They're one of the
Wikipedia.
worst at defending the 3-point line. And
What do you mean?
Wofford
This
is
is
the
a
best.
statistic. It's 31% on the season. Their
Anyway,
opponents have shot.
has anyone
Anyways,
heard about
mine
the
is-
conspiracy? Oh, sorry. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
mine is Syracuse against Baylor. I want to see how that 2-3 zone plays, especially with who's out, Tanner, from Syracuse.
Yeah, Frank Howard.
Frank Howard's out, so I want to really see how Syracuse does with that and how their offense forms. But I'm hoping for Baylor to win. Big 12, baby.
Has anyone heard about the conspiracy theory that Louisville is playing Minnesota? Does anyone know who Minnesota's head coach is?
Yeah, Richard Pitino.
Richard Pitino.
Ooh.
I think if you, and I love that you brought this point up. I think if you look at a lot of the first round matchups, it's a lot of the committee's pairings of, oh, this team's been absolutely terrible at this specific trait. Let's put a team like Georgia State that excels at shooting the 3-ball. That's all. They live and die by the 3-ball. And Houston is kind of subpar at defending the 3s. So they have, a really, they have a really good. Nolan, you distracted me, damn it. What the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
Anyways,
They're winning.
Yeah.
That's all
It's over.
They won?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
North Dakota State, is that what you said?
They just
South Dakota State.
North Dakota
North
State.
North Dakota State, sorry.
You like Mike over here saying Kentucky
I
defensive
lost it.
freeline.
I lost it. I still had the team right.
Mike Dahm isn't in the
Yeah,
tournament.
no, it is Mike Dom.
Uh,
I'm a Dahmer, remember? I'm a Dahmer, damn it!
Jeffrey.
I'm a Dahmer, damn man!
Dahmer with an O, you know,
AU.
to quote a specific movie.
Anyway, okay, so nothing on that conspiracy theory there. I thought that
That's
was
what
kinda
we're talking about.
See,
God,
yeah,
I
there you
couldn't
go.
figure out.
Come
what
back
we're
now!
talking about.
Come
No,
back to mama!
It's part of the conversation. Well, I think the committee has matched up a lot of these teams that, you know, have this struggle in one specific area, and that's what I love about the first round. You're glued to your brackets, and that's why, you know, I love that we do this slightly late here at the four quarters, you know, because everyone's had that. We can convince you slightly, and, you know, please give us some feedback if we have a pick absolutely wrong, or, you know, you're like Mike's picks. Woo. And I'm correct, and the bracket winners. So, you know, Kate, chime in one more time. How are they going to get a hold of us, man?
Yo, thanks, Mike. Hey guys, check this out. I've been following these guys all year, listening to all the things they've said. I got the winning bracket right here. You could too. Follow us.
Ooh. That was top notch, except you don't have Tennessee winning, so I'm sorry.
That's good.
Hey, what's
Yeah,
happening?
Anyways, Tanner, what's next, man?
I mean, I don't have much left to talk about. We'll kind of touch on one more if you guys want.
Tournament MVP?
We can talk about that. Just one more quick about the seed lines. I have no 2 seeds making the Elite Eight. You think is the 2 seed is the 2 seed line weak this year, or am I just stretching a little?
No, of course it's weak.
It's
Tennessee's
weaker
weak.
than normal, but I definitely get your feel. Tennessee has definitely been inconsistent. Kentucky's young.
I only have 1 2 seed in the Sweet 16.
Michigan, you know, they got off to the greatest start in school history. They showed some inconsistency. They came up short against Michigan State in the Big Ten title.
They're just not.
I only have Tennessee and
They
Michigan
have the
State, to your
defense.
credit.
But
that's in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight.
and then I'm kind of not on the
Makes the Elite Eight like
same train
16.
as my.
I'm saying I only have
Tennessee.
2 level 2 or line 2 teams in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. That's what I'm saying. The same
Nolan, what do you got? I mean, I definitely have North Carolina and Tennessee.
No, I got 3 2 seeds in it. Guys, I got Michigan, Michigan State, and Tennessee in.
Oh, sounds
yeah.
stupid.
Elite Eight?
In the yeah, Elite Eight. I got them in the Elite Eight.
I've got all of them.
What are you looking at? The NIT bracket?
Cam has all the 2 seeds in his Elite Eight. Chalky Cam.
Shot. Shock.
I mean, I think Michigan guys, their defense is good. If their offense comes to life in this tournament, they're going to be a great team. Michigan State, they're struggling with a lot of defensive issues right now and a lot of injuries. So it all depends on how those players step up and fill their roles. Tennessee, I don't think they're going to beat Virginia when they play Virginia. I just think, actually, no, that's wrong. I do have Tennessee beating Virginia.
No one has 1 and 2
And this
in
is
this
the
bracket.
No.
He's rock chalk Jayhawk over here.
I got Iowa State playing North Carolina, so I got Iowa State beating the Wofford team. But I think Tennessee can outmatch Virginia. I just don't think they're going to beat North Carolina. North Carolina is going to move that ball quick, and Tennessee
so
is going to
fast.
foul a lot. They're going to have to with Kobe White, with him driving. So I think him and Luke May down low, I think they're going to eat Tennessee alive.
I have
haven't
4
studied
Big
up
Ten
on
teams
UNC.
in
I like
the
that.
Sweet 16. I have
That's
4
because
Big
I
Ten
never
teams.
would pick UNC.
And
Go
I
Jayhawks,
also
baby.
have, 4 teams from the ACC in the
Chalk,
in the Sweet
chalk.
16. So 4 ACC teams, 4
I definitely
Big
feel
Ten
they are
teams.
the upper division this year for sure.
It could come back and bite you.
I mean,
Oh,
they
it's
could
not
for
bad.
sure, but
I think you clicked on the wrong team. You got St. Mary's in your Sweet 16 on accident.
ooh.
Nope. I got them in there. I don't like a Purdue team that hasn't been playing very well lately. They're not
Not very
great.
well lately.
What about Villanova?
And St. Mary's, well, listen, St. Mary's just did a
I
Gonzaga
feel
team
like that's going to be a good first
So-
round matchup.
So if
while we're
Gonzaga
talking
would have
about it.
beaten St. Mary's, everybody most likely would have had more of Gonzaga winning the
St.
tournament.
Mary's wouldn't be in the tournament, Nolan.
Exactly, and they won. And they did it not close, easily. It was a great win.
They're like
Great
Iona.
win.
They're like Iona.
No,
versus
they're
UNC.
1,000 times better. This team,
Thousand times.
guys, they lost to LSU by 4 with their coach. All right, they can play, and I'm telling you, they have an easy matchup. Villanova's not the Villanova team everyone thinks that they've been the last 3 years, winning the national title 2 out of the 3. They like to shoot threes, but if you pressure them and they start missing threes, there's their offense. Purdue, it's either a hit or miss. What Purdue team are you going to see? And I like the St. Mary's team. I think if they beat Villanova, they have a chance to
St.
win.
Mary's is the team that goes to prom with the invitation, smiles and waves. They're happy to be there, and then
But
they
they
leave.
go to
and
prom.
then they leave because they're not winning. All right, St. Mary's is gone. It's like Iona versus UNC. No chance. All right, no chance in hell that they're gonna.
Hey, you
We'll
don't
see.
jinx us.
We'll see.
All right, let's wrap
There's
it
a
up, Mike.
blooper.
We're kind of all over the board here. It's the madness of March is getting
It
to us.
is.
Yes,
It
this
is.
is
It's getting to us a little bit here, but yeah, please tune into us on any of the social media feeds. You know how to find us. Four Corners Sports, Four Corners Sports ATS on Twitter. Four Corners Sports with 2 S's as well. Please leave us some feedback. Everything for you guys. We appreciate your sports. And the next time, here's to you, here's to us, and we'll see you next time on the Four Corners Sports Show, guys.
Get that terrier! Get that terrier!
Tennessee.
Duke.
Don't worry, I cut all your Duke stuff out of it. Oh, wait.
Uh,